What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be going over Bitcoin, we're going to be going over Ethereum, and we're going to be looking at stablecoin dominance to see what we're doing and see how this is playing out. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. Really appreciate that. So we got Bitcoin here on the 2-hour chart, and boy oh boy, look at that. Just a nice slam down. All right, 7 o'clock in the morning. Did we see this again? Yep, we did. We saw this over here. Right, back-to-back opens where you just slam down. We had some jobs report BS going on right now. It's nothing too concerning, right? You know why? Because if we're actually looking over here at stablecoin dominance, look at stablecoin dominance, right? We've come up, rejected off the 637. So now we really need to, start making some progress to the downside. If we're on the daily for stablecoin dominance, we've come up right to that 0.5, right? So if we're doing like a retracement, come up to the 886 past the 1, and now you wick down there, right? And you're coming back and finding support at the 0.5. This would be a perfect area to close below, right? Because if you invert this, right? It just looks like you got a 1 2 3. You're moving up. You're getting another 1 2 3. Does that make sense? So right now you're looking at getting, you're in your down phase or your up phase in the 2, right? So you got a 1 2. Now we need one more to the downside, right? Because we're moving in threes right now, and so that would be very nice to close below the 635. Definitely can't close above the 637. We were rejecting off it yesterday. So the fact that we're doing this today, not a surprise, right? Market makers aren't going to make anything easy, but on the daily chart for Bitcoin, right, we have this expanding megaphone. It is an ultimate bearish scenario, but I do think we get up to these areas before that, right? I think we get up to the 127s. I think we're going to play around down here for a little bit. We're going to keep moving up and grinding up, so, and then get a really big correction. So we are going to keep monitoring this. On the, let's go back to the 2-hour, right? So on the 2-hour, we have this has ultimately taken out all of this, any kind of liquidity through here, anything through here. So over the last day or two, right, if you were using leverage, you're now out of the market if you didn't close your positions. And so we're just resetting now. And so we are finding, we found some support, or the move kind of ended right at the 2618. What did it end at? It closed at 10872. This was at 10909, right? So it closed right above the 2618. Typical move for an ABC, right? This little ABC 3-wave move. Okay, 3-wave move. So let's see what we do now for the rest of the day, right? We kind of cleared everything out. Are we going to start to run up and move up? Right, we kind of had something sort of like this where we kind of went sideways, dropped down a little bit more, then started to move up. So I do think that's what's going to happen, what's going to play out. On the 2-hour chart, we've dropped down below. I don't like this, however. I don't like how we rejected off of both. Right, we couldn't even get back up. We couldn't get above the 60, and we couldn't stay above the moving average on the RSI. That's not the best look, right? Not the best look. Same thing for the 4-hour. We did break out above that downtrend back in early September, and we kind of just been going sideways for about 9 to 10 days now. Just going sideways, kind of using this as support. So would it shock me if we came down here and played around, then kind of went up? Not necessarily. No. Do we have? I think we had bearish divergence. Yeah, we had to close at 112, 1999. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We had a little bit of bearish. We had bearish divergence on the 4-hour. So yeah, we got to clear this out. Once we get above that 13,000 mark on the daily, you'll see it. That's when we're like, okay, we're looking good. So let's go over to the daily. Okay, yeah, this makes sense, right? This makes sense if we're on the daily. We did come above. We got above the moving average, and now we're looking like we're trying to either bounce back off and play ricochet and then come back up here and do something like that. Just not enough momentum. Not enough momentum. That wick on the daily does not look beautiful. It does not. You know, we're rejecting these key levels that we need to get above and stay above. So we get above this 12,226. We're looking up. We have not been able to even do any full body candle closes above these areas. So we're looking down. We're looking down. We're looking, you know, if worst case scenario, looking to that 108 again, come down, do a double bottom and go. But until this pattern breaks, we're still in this pattern. We're still in this channel, and so this looks good. Okay, so if we're going to Ethereum, let's go over to Ethereum real quick. All right, Ethereum looks like it's getting ready to make a decision. These candles, like right here, don't look the greatest. They don't look the greatest. It's just a lot of resistance, and trying to slam the price down. We really need to get above that pretty much $4,400 mark, and then we can start talking about 5,000 to 6,000, 7,000 possibly, right? On the daily, we did have a green dot on the daily, but we are below the RSI, so I don't know which one is this. This is for, let me see here, let me just take it off of days. Alright, let me take it off of the daily, and let me throw one on here. I haven't looked at Ethereum in a while. Drew this a while ago. Nope. Let's use this one. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're going sideways and you're breaking out, but let's see if we actually use this. Use it or lose it, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what we do with this if we just come down and back test and then break down. So, right, we can, yeah, either way, it's just we're going completely sideways. We kind of look like we're angled down, right? We kind of look like we're angled down, right? Like something, it just looks like that. It's very gradual. It's not something crazy, but still, overall, this market does look like it wants to move up. It's just a matter of time. For on the 4-hour chart, that's nice, little bounce on the RSI. Yeah, so see, so I drew this on the 2-hour. So we came down almost right to that 2618 area. Pretty steep correction, if you ask me. We had this red line of interest from a while ago, actually, and we've come down a couple times, right? We've come down, come down. Actually broke down below it and then got back above it. So I was thinking, you know, when I saw this, I was like, okay, we're going to come down and interact with this again. We've stopped right here. So, you know, now, see, when you get such big candles like this, it turns into a situation where it almost looks like a bear flag, right? Unless you get out of there. If you know, if you're doing something like this where you slam down and you just creep up, you're going to just continuation to the downside is going to happen. So that's the risk you run with big candles, right? You never know if it's going to turn into a bear flag or not. So we'll keep this monitored. This does look good. This looks better than Bitcoin, right? Ready to bounce and rock and roll. And honestly, we don't care much about Bitcoin on this channel. We just want to see where Bitcoin is moving, because where Bitcoin moves, typically that's where the market moves. I'm not thinking Bitcoin is going to go to some crazy $200,000 price on this next move, 135, 140. In a grindy kind of style. It's not going to take a lot of the attention. I think the attention is going to be on the altcoins. And so this Ethereum, you know, it would be really sad if this was your A wave, right? But your A wave of, I guess, this whole entire move, right? But that wouldn't even make sense, right? That wouldn't make sense for this whole entire move. Right, for this move, it would make sense, right? For this little 1-2, right? For this 1-2, and let's say if we do this is a 1-2. I mean, if this is your 1-2 and this is your low, right? If you're building a 1-2, because you always build 1-2s before every move, you do like a little pump and then you come back down, right? A little pumpy dumpy. Something like this, right? A little pump, a little dump, then you went, right? It's not new, right? We can even get it from down here. We can get it pump, dump, sideways, or over here, you know, pump, dump, sideways. It's the same concept, right? So you You expect big green candles, or you hope for big green candles after days like this, right? So we will see. Right, if we are thinking that this is your 1-2, right? If you're thinking that this is your 1-2, I mean, we could even start it from down here. I'll be conservative and put it right here from this low, from this body candle right here. All right, because I think this was finishing out, and then you got a 1-2. Okay. Right, 4399. That's an area of interest, and then this 4-3. I really want to see us get up and close above this 618. I really do. Be very nice to get above this 618. Right, stay above it, close above it, do all your fun stuff. Yeah, and then this barrier, like it's just an area of interest, but if I'm being honest, it's not that key right now anymore. I think it was back through here, but since we've kind of gone down and sideways, we're not looking to really get above that. We are, but we're looking to get above this actually. We're looking to get above this because this will always change as price goes down. Your targets that you need to get above lower as well. All right, so everything changes. So those are the two areas we really need to get above. Right, if we start closing days above this 4-3-4-3, right, start closing like a day or two, close, right, work our way up, right, come up like this, work our way, and then get up and then go. That'd be really nice, right? That'd be really nice. We could start targeting areas like, you know, your 1618, your 2618, and just really think about your third wave, right? So if you've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's your first wave of your fifth wave, and then you could start thinking about your higher prices. But we need 5 waves to get out of here. We need 5 waves. Until we get 5 waves, I just don't see us moving anywhere. I don't see us moving anywhere because 3 waves are dangerous. You don't want 3-wave moves. 3 waves are dangerous. So I mean, look at Bitcoin. It's already just bouncing off. Yeah, it's already just bouncing off. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see what this looks like. We'll keep an eye on it. But we're looking at stablecoin dominance. Let's come back over here real quick. Yeah, we bounced off this, this 637. We had like a $900,000 falsely reported jobs, and so, does it really affect the market? No. Is the Trump administration or the whoever's in charge, are they trying to initiate higher interest rate cuts? Because they want large interest rate cuts coming up. They don't want like the small babies. So they're releasing all of this right before, so there's really no excuse or wiggle room to not cut interest rates. So interest rates are going to happen. Their market makers are using this information to flush out leverage before a big move. And so we expected to come back up, right? Last night's video was, hey, we're rejecting off the 637. Let's close down through here. Let's close down at 635 below the 637 level, right? We've come up, right? We came up, rejected, tried to come up again, rejected. And so what we're doing now is we're in a 3-wave move. I mean, you don't want to really see 5, but 3 up, 3 down, 5 up is actually bearish. Do we have 3 up, 3 down, 5 up? We have 3 up. I don't really know what. This is so ugly in here. 3 up. Let me see if I can use this actually. It'll be easier. 3 up. So we got what? 1, 2, 3 up. Do we got 3 down? And these aren't measured, so I'm not 100% sure on these, right? We got 3 down. And then we're going to get 3 up. Or 5 up. Alright. One more. Actually come up and reject this trend line again. Alright, we can always come back up and reject the trend line. It would be, pretty painful, but we could. Right? We did that last time. There's a lot of possibilities of what we're doing, but if we get 5 up after 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 5 up, That would be nice. You know, you got, there's not 3 down right here. You got 3 up. 1, 2. That's not even 3 down. You didn't even make it down there. It's just this chart is just getting really, really, really ugly. If I'm being honest, it's getting really ugly. But we're still tracking it. We're tracking it. We're making sure that we know what's going on. This 4-hour chart, right, doesn't look the greatest because you already had your wick to the downside and now you're moving up. You kind of want the opposite. You want your wick to the upside, then come down. It is very, but here's the caveat. How many green candles? This one candle right here, so we got 1. Let's count how many candles from what? Let's do the last 7 days and then we'll be done. Okay, how many green candles are wickless? Wickless candles to the upside. I'll count this as 1. So where was it? Where did we start? 7 days. 7 days, 8 hours. Let's do this way, easier. 7 days. Okay, from right here. Okay, so we got 1, 2. So 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. We'll do 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 7, 1 out of 8, 1 out of 9, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 11, 12, 1 out of 13, 1 out of those are some wicks. 1 out of 14, 1 out of 15. You know what? We'll count these. We'll count these. 2 out of 15, or 3 out of 15, 3 out of 16. I'll count this. 4 out of 17, 4 out of 18, 5 out of 19, 5 out of 20. So you're at a 5 out of 20 chance without any wick to the upside, right? Or like a very slight wick. So we would have to close at something like this, or higher, right? Or have no wick to the upside. I just don't see that. It's the odds are in our favor that this, right, has shot up and they're going to come back down. I mean, how many times have we done that on the 2 hour? I mean, you got 1 right here, no wick to the upside at all. Let's count with no wicks at all. No wicks. All right, even baby wicks I'm going to count. No wicks to the upside. I'm just going to look to see if there's any, because there's 1. I found 1. I found 2. Found 2. 3, 4, and we'll stop right here. 4 since August 17th. We'll go to August 9th, just because we'll do a month. 4, I guess. Oh, right here, 5. I guess we can count. We can count this. 6. Okay, 6 wickless green candles in a month. Over with, you know, where are we? August 9th. August 9th. In 360 there is 6. Let's say 7. Let's just give 1 extra. Not very common, right? Not very common. And look, yeah, we already got some movement to the downside. So that would be really nice to see if we close through here and start closing candles, start getting down below. Okay, so if you like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I appreciate you stopping by. You know, none of this is financial advice. These are all just my ideas, you know, ideas with where the market is headed and what market makers are trying to use to shake out a lot of positions. So appreciate you stopping by, appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.